Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Wednesday. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I have a quick word for you. Tab, and I say quick, we'll see. I think it's going to be quick though, because I got to go. Before I start really quickly, I had no idea you guys like those quote unquote come hang out with me videos. Like, I had no idea, right? I read a few of your emails and I'm like, I had no idea. I just post them every now and then. I'll definitely post some more. Actually, I'm going out to dinner tonight. I might post one tonight. No, that's not true because I need time to edit it. I don't know when I'll post it. But yeah, I'll do more of those. Really quickly, I want to talk about a conversation I was having with someone. I want to piggyback off of that conversation, and it's in regards to why is it hard for a chosen one to remain friends with someone who has betrayed them. As a chosen one, you guys know when we've been betrayed, like when we release people, it is literally that I wish you well, I'll see you next lifetime, literally. Where some people typically, when they've been betrayed, you can or a betrayal, you can come back and forth within that person's life, in and out, in and out, in and out. With a chosen person, once we release you, it's literally for good. Many of you guys have released some of your own family members, right? So here's the thing. So I can make it make sense to someone who asked me this. All right, so as a chosen person, what typically happens when you first meet somebody? When you first meet somebody, I know for me, it's 100% of the times, 100% of the times, it's oh my goodness, I felt like I've known you all my life. Like, your spirit is so different. Your spirit is just pure, like this, that, and the third, right? I feel quote unquote safe around you. It's that feeling of just let me lie on your bosom. Not literally, not literally, but you guys get the point, right? So typically people feel very, very safe, protected, guarded, right? You have that healing energy, etc., etc. Well, that's in us for a specific purpose. That's how God wants to use us. So that's why we're made that way. That's for purpose and for calling. That's not always for when we go out here and attracting foolishness, but it's in us anyway. It's already in us. So regardless of who we attract or what we allow into our lives, it's still within us. So then, because the person feels that way about us, and because we are the way we are, meaning we always want to see the good in people, or we always want to help or heal or make people a project or let people know that they can trust us. And we know the world out here is crazy. So let me prove to you that I got your back, right? Chosen one, chosen one, chosen ones. That dynamic, then a lot of the times, it literally starts a foundation of a very strong friendship. Even if the romance or the attraction is there, it typically starts a very, very strong, firm foundation of a friendship. So what happens is, when or if that person afflicts you in whatever way, they betrayed you, they're disloyal, whatever, they cheated, they talked behind your back, whatever, right? Whatever they did to you, it did not just damage the romantic side of things. It crumbled the foundation of the friendship. Without a friendship, there's no trust. Without trust, you have absolutely nothing, zero. So the hit happened from the romantic side as well as the foundation of the friendship. So as a chosen person, trust is a necessity for you. It is a need for you. It is a requirement for you. So because that trust was broken, you don't feel comfortable with that person having access to your life. See, the chosen people only got a few people in their lives anyway. And the few people that they have in their lives are people who they trust immensely. Immensely. And these are typically people who've been there for quite some time or whatever the case may be. Or even a couple of new ones that literally God sent, like literally ordained for your life. And you know this without a doubt, right? But then there's going to be a few stragglers that get in there. But if you're honest, regardless of how they saw you, regardless of how they felt safe and trust you, you always felt something. You always felt something. You ignored it. Anytime a chosen one ignores their discernment, you're going to get burned. Anytime. Here's why. When God brings a person into your life, that same way that I described that they feel with us, that purity, that safeness, that healing energy, that trusting energy, this is how we will feel about people that God brings into our life. And we can identify that fast because spirits recognize spirits. So if you're honest, you never felt that kind of level of trust with the person who burned you. So that's our bad. Accountability is a must. So, why would the person who betrayed you want to remain, quote unquote, friends with you? For different reasons. But let's keep it real. Who wouldn't want to be friends or remain friends with the chosen person? The benefits and the perks are top notch. But common sense would have you recognize that within it, making sure you never jeopardize losing that. Who wouldn't want to be or remain friends with the chosen one? Make it make sense. They're literally under your umbrella of favor and grace. This is why a lot of the times you can be in a partnership or a marriage or a friendship, and that person can have immense favor as long as you guys are cool and, you know, they're in your life, et cetera, et cetera. Then the minute you get divorced or the minute the friendship ends, they're on their face. They were under your umbrella. But here's the kicker. Because again, as a chosen one, it is a need, it is a must, it is a necessity that we're able to trust you. We are not average people. The average person can literally be around a person that they have that fuzzy feeling like, something ain't right. The chosen person just can't. Our spirit will always be disturbed. We can never be at peace. Something is off. Something is wrong. The average person can have that around them. With the chosen person, God will never ever allow your spirit to settle. It's discernment. So now, how is it fair to have a person back in your life as a quote unquote friend who gets the benefit of being around you again, meaning they can trust you, they're under your favor, they feel your healing energy, they feel your beautiful spirit, you always got their back. When everybody else is judging them, you're holding them down. Okay, that's the benefits that they get when they're back in. See, their spirit is not going to be disturbed because most people who are not chosen people are typically narcissists or have narcissistic, selfish ways. So do you think they're going to be around you regretting what they did to you? Regardless of what they say, right? Do you think their energy is going to be down in the dumps because they hurt you? You're the empath. You're the chosen one. So that's why you feel all the sadness when you do something. They're narcissistic. So they can't feel what you think they're feeling. It would be great if they can feel how they hurt us and the pain. They can't. They just can't. And that's okay. It is what it is. We're all different. We're all human. But you yourself have to make a conscious decision, not out of emotions, excuse me, but out of wisdom. So you're going to let a person back in who literally showed you who they are. They showed you. They showed you who they are. Back into your life just to disturb your peace. Why will your peace be disturbed? One, God ain't going to let it rest. Two, there is no trust. And you guys know how we are with trust. You burn us one time, we will never trust you ever, ever, ever again. So without trust, then what is it? Your spirit is disturbed. So now you're going through all these emotions, trying to watch a person, trying to question everything they say. You got to see proof for this, proof for that. You can't even sleep because they're going to do it again. That's your spirit all over the place. But their spirit is at peace because they know they can trust you. Their spirit is at peace because they feel the favor. They feel the come lie on my bosom type feel. Make it make sense on why they get the benefits when they're the one who betrayed you and you get the disturbed spirit and the lack of peace. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. We can't. So that's why it's very difficult for a chosen person to allow someone back into their lives. You know, narcissists have this thing, and maybe it don't even have to be narcissists only, but I think sometimes as a chosen person, when we cut people off, they tend to feel like you hate me. Let me say this. And I'm sure some of you chosen ones can agree. You may have had some people who have, I'm talking about like straight wrong you times 5 to the lowest of the lowest level. These can look like narcissists. Typically they are some type of betrayal from a family member. Like I'm talking about nasty betrayal. You can't even hate these folks. There is something within you. God has just made, you just can't hate people. And it's not that you don't want to. I mean, really you don't want to, but even if you wanted to, even if they deserved it, you just can't. As a chosen person, you can dislike somebody very, very, very much. But there is something in you that you cannot hate a person. Narcissists will use this against you to try to make you think, because see, they know how to play that mind game, right? They're completely opposite. So they would always throw that thing in there like, well, why do you hate me? Like they're trying to use that against you because they want to try to use like the God thing against you. Like God says, don't hurt. God says, forgive. Listen, you could say what you want to say. You can't manipulate. Listen, see, here's another thing. A lot of the times people want to, let me save that for a second. You can say what you want to say. Forgiveness does not equate to reconciliation. Don't ever let somebody tie you up in that bondage of making you think that because you forgive a person, that person's supposed to be back in your life. The very person who hurt you, who have no change behaviors, the person can be moving the same exact way they've been moving 5 years ago when they hurt you. You can hear it through the grapevine. The person's still moving that way. You would have to be a complete idiot to allow somebody back in your life after they quote unquote apologize and you see that they're moving the same way. You deserve to be hurt then. You deserve a second hurt because you're not using wisdom. Forgiveness does not equate to reconciliation sometimes. Maybe sometimes I'm just the type of chick I forgive and I release. Just depends on the level of offense. That means process I've forgiven you, because we're all human, right? Process I've forgiven you. I release you to God. No hate, no animosity, none of that. Forgiveness is for you, meaning that rage and that anger that you feel when somebody wrong you, that stuff can't sit up in your spirit. It'll harm you. It literally will harm you in many ways. So the whole process of forgiveness is to release that hurt, that pain, and release that thing from your spirit and let people go on about their way. That does not mean people are supposed to be back in your life. And who is notorious for that is flying monkeys. The flying monkey, the flying monkey will literally be the person who is trying to make that happen. Well, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. Absolutely. 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 I make them all the time. But when I mess up a good thing, when that person released me, I got to respect that. Thank God that never happened, I don't think, because I try to honor and respect and like lock on and lock down good people. Like I don't play up with good people, right? Forgive and release. It was something I wanted to say after that before I went back to that. I forgot. But either which way, my chosen friends, I think I know what I want to say. Even as as a chosen one, many of you guys are empaths, not everybody, but some people are empaths. So what happened is the narcissist or the person who betrayed you, whatever, manipulation tactics, selfish ways, all that stuff. Typically, they're going to have to go through their own process of, emotional stuff, whatever. They got to go through that. Okay, so by you being an empath, what happens? Now you feel what they feel. So now if they regret messing up, if they regret lying on you, they regret doing this, that, and the third, okay, you may feel their emotions. Be very careful here, because the empath in you is going to want to try to soothe the very pain that they need to experience in order to learn. So you see how we can get in God's way? God needs to put somebody on their face to learn a lesson, right? In order to teach them, it's all part of a lesson. That's why you are the way you are. You had to go through some things, right? And here now you're trying to save and let somebody back in because they're calling you crying, begging, and pleading. And using manipulating tactics, like the person I was talking to or whatever. This is actually her. I think I can't remember. Either they're divorced or not divorced. But the divorce is pending or something like that. Now it's I have mental issues. I went through this as a child, and there's nobody in the world else I can trust except you. All that stuff, right? And it may be true. It may truly be true, because we're set up a certain kind of way. We're so rare that no, you won't find another us. Unless it's another chosen one, but more than likely God will never send you another one because you messed up the one he sent you. Chosen people are very rare. Okay, so now the whole conversation have shifted, right? We're having this conversation together, right? She and I. The whole conversation have now shifted from the fact that you cheated 3 times with the same person. Well, first of all, he cheated 3 times because you let him back in after the first time. He never went. Matter of fact, he never went anywhere after the first time. So listen, accountability. Friend or not, accountability. You didn't deserve that first one, but you may have deserved the last 2 because accountability. Okay. Now the conversation have changed from the fact that you ruined your family to now nobody else in the world will help me. You're the only one who saw the best in me. Even when I was broke, you had my back. And now you're trying to soothe the empath, trying to soothe that hurt and that pain of, quote unquote, I can never find another you. The world is so hard and you're so rare. And you're trying to soothe that So we can skip over the fact that you messed your whole family up. Manipulation tactics. Sir, go to counseling. I ain't got nothing for you. Go to counseling. You had full access. All caps, full access. You ruined it, go to counseling. Point blank period. You can only do that, my friends, when you're healed and whole. And my beautiful friend, as beautiful and loving as she is, we've been friends for a very, very long time. She definitely deals with some confidence and self-esteem issues, rightfully so. A lot of trauma in childhood, things like that. Have a hard time even releasing somebody who has literally damaged you to the core over and over and over again. Why? Because you don't love yourself. You got to put that work in. You got to heal. You got to heal those childhood traumas. You got to get, it is hard. It will be extremely, maybe even impossible, who knows, to leave somebody when you are that broken, when you are that damaged and you don't know who you are. You will accept every kind of behavior, every kind of disrespect, because you will really believe in your heart and your soul that that's all you're worth. Literally blocking yourself from the very person that God has for you. Someone else who's leveled up, someone else who's disciplined, someone else who have traditional values. How can I ever find you when you're sitting here trying to coddle a person who blatantly disrespect, hurt you, and didn't think about your feelings? Make it make sense. So no, we cannot be friends, because I was your best friend when you had access to me. If you didn't respect it when you had it, that's on you. But it's cool. No hate, no harm, no foul. Forgive, release, level up. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.